the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
Human nature is a master at making a big mess. Thankfully, nature is powerful enough to save us from ourselves. 7th generation Safer Choice certified dish formula helps remove stuck-on food with one unstoppable pack. That's the power of 7th generation.
I work at Sun Common, and we are here today in Worcester on the north branch of the Winooski River, and we are planting 1,122 trees today.
The pandemic has left us spending less time together, and so this is really a good opportunity to connect with old colleagues and meet new people as well. And one of the reasons we're planting trees is because it does sequester carbon. It is about climate action, and so this is just another way that we get to do that work.
Trees are really important wildlife habitat in river areas. So this is what we call a riparian forest buffer is what we're creating today. In addition to all the wildlife habitats, this is a really good water quality project to slow down water and let some sediment drop out before it gets to the river. I know that planting this one tree might not do a lot, but when all of us work together, we just planted a whole forest, basically. It's really cool.
This is the first adaptive-friendly trail network that's being built from design to execution. Sun Common volunteers are here tonight, as well as some new volunteers from all around.
If you make a trail that rides well for an adaptive bike, it's going to ride well for two-wheeled bikes as well.
My name is Greg Durso, and I'm riding the Reactive Adaptations Hammerhead. There's a lot of common misconceptions when it comes to what adaptive or accessible trails are. For us though, when we say accessible, it just means enough room for our bikes to get down it. So we don't want our trails dumbed down, we just want them just a little bit wider, a little bit more attainable for us to use. I'm paralyzed, I'm a T4 paraplegic, so I can't walk. So this bike enables me to get out there and start riding. When I get out of my wheelchair and I get into my bike, I kind of feel like Superman, and I love that feeling. It gets me into places that I can never get into that my wheelchair can't take me.
Sun Common has been an amazing partner in this project. We already surpassed the point that we thought we would reach by the end of the season, and a lot of that's just thanks to Sun Common.
It takes a community, it takes a lot of people to be out there, and you're really doing good for everyone. You're sustaining these trails, making new trails, making mountain biking more accessible for everybody.
The goal here is net zero, so all of the energy consumed here I want to come from the roof, and I chose Sun Common very specifically. This is just a smarter way to buy energy. All my yard equipment is electric and battery operated. I mean, every morning when I come out now, I look back and I go, yep, that sunlight is falling from the sky and that energy is being put into that car as we speak, which, I don't know, doesn't get much cooler. Riding on sunshine.
The beauty of grass is that you have to look at it as every blade.
You could not ask for a better night to celebrate soccer in the Burlington community. It's the third annual friendly match between Vermont Green FC and Juba Star FC. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Vermont Green FC Soccer. Ryan Zimmerman here with you from Virtue Field. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday evening as we get set to celebrate the beautiful game in the backdrop of one of the best soccer environments in all the Northeast. This match represents a lot more than just the game of soccer. It represents the community and the impact that many make to continue to improve it each and every day. Juba Star FC have been able to impact this community and provide refuge for Somali and other refugee community members here in the state, while Vermont Green, since their inception 2 seasons ago, have done everything in their power to help them in their mission. And this is just the crown jewel of both teams' commitment to serve the city of Burlington and the state of Vermont at large. Vermont Green comes into this one in fine form. In fact, their best start in club history through 5 matches. 4-0-1, 13 total points to open up USL League 2 play. And a match like this could provide a really nice momentum boost with a tough stretch of schedule upcoming when they resume play in USL League 2 at the weekend. We'll be right back. For kickoff, we'll step aside for the national anthem, but Vermont Green and Juba Star FC are next. Both squads are on the pitch as we get set for action here at Virtue Field. And as kickoff looms, let's take a look at each team's starting 11, beginning with Vermont Green FC. A good amount of squad rotation in tonight's 11, coming off the second largest win in club history last Saturday as they thumped AC Connecticut by a score of 7-0. And with that, a couple players make their way into their first ever Vermont Green starting 11. Francesco Montali is one of them, the goalkeeper, and Philadelphia Union third-round pick from this year's Super Draft makes his unofficial Vermont Green debut. Gerardo Castillo, Sam Layton, Lucas Winshower, and Bernardo Prego across the back line. Theo Drennan and Carlos Zambrano, the defensive midfielders. Jan Twali, Saeed Haji, the captain, and Aiden Farwell, the attacking mids, with Ayub Leisure up top. As for Juba Star FC, Olivier Zagare gets the nod between the sticks. Ramzi Rory, Ahmed Sharif, the captain, Ekrem Hajic, and Sharif across the back line. Amerlin Neme is the defensive midfielder. Diallo, Arakoze, Van Dam, Dasanga, Isak Somo, Jake Manley, and Jibril Abdullaye, the remaining members of the starting 11 as the attacking core. Vermont Green goes from right to left, wearing their sun-splashed Suncommon kits. Juba Star FC in yellow with black stripes across the front, going left to right. Kickoff has occurred, and this match is underway here from Virtue Field. Conditions could not be any better for this match. It's been a hot day throughout. Juba Star goes for the first attack. Montali there off his line to clear the dangers for the moment as Juba Star FC reclaims possession through the midfield through Van Dam. Turnover in midfield. Vermont Green can play out through the back. As mentioned, a couple of players in this starting 11, making their unofficial Vermont Green debuts. Montali, the goalkeeper, one of them. Bernardo Prego at right back, Theo Drennan, Jan Tuali, who just signed, and Saeed Haji, along with Ayub Leisure. A throw for Vermont Green as they probe into Juba Stars half for the first time tonight. Castillo. This pass cut out, but only as far as Zambrano, leading to an attacking throw for the Green. As mentioned, both teams have made a big commitment to this Burlington community to help serve the refugee community that rests within the population, giving them opportunities to the beautiful game free of costs that they might not have otherwise had. And if you don't know very much about Juba Star, know this: they have done everything in their power to give many opportunities to people. And a lot of that has resulted in players moving on to higher levels, including Vermont Green's captain, Haji. Vermont Green moves their attack through Tuali. Juba Stars press forces them back a bit, but Vermont Green maintain possession for the moment. Zambrano pinches in. Plays Castillo wide. Down the line, Tuali runs into the defender, Hajic, and out of play. Vermont Green continue to probe for their first attack. Juba Star contends with it, though. Vermont Green on the counter press to try and combat that. Back to the goalkeeper, Zagare. His clearance only as far as Zambrano. Leighton. Up ahead, Haji tried to play a ball through into the box, but easily handled by the Juba Star defense. And they play out through the back. 3 minutes in, Vermont Green has had the majority of possession, but so far they've been unable to secure touches on a consistent basis in the final third. Juba Star organized defensively, and it's kept this Vermont team that has been scoring at will as of late from finding their footing, at least through the first few minutes. They've been off to an excellent start here in 2024. In fact, through 3 seasons, this is their best showing through their first 5 USL League 2 matches. And granted, that is a small sample size, but they are still unbeaten. Fortunately, Jake Manley, the starting striker for Juba Star, took a big knock. He's back on his feet and receives a round of applause from the fans here, really supporting both teams. But for the Green, they find themselves on a 2-match win streak, picking up shutouts over both Blackrock and AC Connecticut. 7-0, the most recent scoreline last Saturday, to close out a 2-game USL League 2 homestand before going on the road for their next 2 matches against Albany Rush and Seacoast United. Juba Star forces Vermont Green to play back. Montali with the ball at his feet. Pings it forward Farwell. Surveys his options. Has the underlapping Prego. Vermont Green forward. Into the box goes Prego. The cross. No one on the other end, but Juba Star. No choice but to head it in, to head it into touch. The captain, Amid Sharif, able to alleviate the danger for the moment, but it turns into Vermont Green's first corner. Carlos Zambrano to take it. Vermont Green lines up on the far edge of the 6-yard box. Whipped in towards the far post. Zagare, a light punch. Juba Star scrambling, but they clear their lines. They might have a shot at a counter. Ball thumped forward. Can Manley run onto it? Numbers coming for Juba Star. Around Prego, but the recovery enough to slow them down for the moment. And Juba Star forced to slow down their tempo. Throughout the first two matches these teams have played against each other in 2022 and 2023, despite the score lines favoring Vermont Green quite heavily, Juba Star has always been there to give Vermont Green a challenge. In fact, last year, though Vermont Green won 4-1, Juba Star struck first. The turnover around midfield gives possession back for Vermont Green. They're content to play through the back. 6 minutes, 45 seconds in. Neither team has had a clear-cut opportunity on goal. The defenses have been organized in the early goings. Through the middle of the park, it's Drennan. Twali drops back. Now they move forward. Prego on the far side. Cuts in. He wanted to spot the run cutting in. But Juba Star able to defend quite handily. Zambrano was the option. Twali spotted him, but the Juba Star defensive line easily snuffed it out. And then Vermont Green has to throw to resume play. Still 0-0 at Virtue Field. The match still in its infancy in the third annual friendly match between Vermont Green and Juba Star. Both teams still in the feeling out process. But Vermont Green, for the most part, has been in possession. Ping forward for Twali. Well out of range, and the goalkeeper, Zagabe, content to see the ball over the line for a goal kick. Zagare goes short as Juba Star play out through the back. Midfield turnover through for Leisure. He's offside. Vermont Green's press forced Juba Star into a mistake. Excellent awareness for Castillo to win the ball. But Leisure, the Yukon Husky, just mistimed his run. And Juba Star can breathe a sigh of relief. A rare mistake in the early goings, and it nearly resulted in the match's opening tally. Haji loses out, and Juba Star reclaim the ball at midfield. Vermont Green continues to pressure as they search for the game's opening tally. A foul on the far side. Juba Star have a free kick. Play restarted quickly. Looking for Manley. The flag was up on the far side, but Vermont Green snuffed out the through ball. They haven't been called into question too much through the match's first 10 minutes, but every time they've had a response for Juba Star. And now here's Zambrano. He's on a run of his own. Towards the 18, lays it off Leisure. Extra pass. He's got Farwell. But he could not beat Zagare. Juba Star's defense got back in the nick of time, and they forced Vermont Green into a corner. Just over 10 minutes into this friendly match. Still 0-0, have not yet had a shot on goal, but Vermont Green has had the lion's share of chances early on. Ball whipped in towards the near post. It's deflected in, and Vermont Green draw first blood. There were acres of space in the midfield. And Vermont Green took full advantage. Theo Drennan opens his account on the season. It just felt like we were building up to that moment, and Vermont Green take advantage of a set piece to pull ahead 1-0. Juba Star FC restarts, and we're back underway at Virtue Field. The turned over Castillo forces the counterattack over the top. Farwell, what a save, Zagare. Had to get both hands up to deny Farwell a quick fire double, and the goalkeeper saves Juba Star's lines. Nearly another turnover. The ball rolls out of play, and Vermont Green have a corner. We'll see how Juba Star aligns to defend, having just conceded. It looked like they were playing a zonal marking scheme when Drennan opened the scoring tonight. Now they've switched to man marking. It's played short. Castillo into the box. Windshower denied at the far post. A sprawling save. Or my apologies, Windshower headed it over. A brilliant ball evaded the Juba Star defense. Perhaps the flag may have been up on the far side. Zagare made an excellent save, but it's ruled back for offside. Leisure around the defense. Hadjic there to alleviate the danger for the moment. It feels like Vermont Green's first goal has energized them, and it's resulted in a much more effective press. They've just won the ball back, case in point. Castillo. Twali on his debut. Wanted to work his way around Sharif, but no space there for the moment. They'll have to back up following a throw. Castillo back for Windshower, just a fraction off from scoring a goal that probably would not have counted. Castillo, a through ball towards the edge of the 18, outside of Leisure's reach, and out for a goal kick. We're about to approach the quarter of an hour mark at Virtue Field. Theo Drennan off a corner kick has Vermont Green ahead 1-0 and a chance for more. Haji through. This pass intercepted, deflected only as far as Farwell. Prego on the overlap, lofts it into the box. Oh, the header just inches wide. Zambrano had Zagare beat at the back post. It took a deflection on the way towards goal, and Vermont Green have themselves another corner. It's been all Vermont Green as expected. In the early stages, they have the goal to show for it. They wanted to go quick. Referees weren't quite ready yet. Zambrano will have to try again. Zambrano take two. A low-driven cross towards the near post. Hadjic there to deal with it, but the clearance only as far as Castillo, who contently plays back for the goalkeeper, Montali. Vermont Green 1, Juba Star FC 0, and the Green have pretty much possessed all alone ever since they took their first lead tonight. Tuali through a trio of Juba Star defenders before Zambrano switches play. Haji through the middle, a little out of the range of Tuali, and Juba Star FC recover for the moment. They might just be on the counter themselves off the far side. Cut through the middle. They switch for Van Dam Desanga. Sharif. Along the near side, Abdoulaye ruled off for offside. Speaking of the captain, Saeed Haji, tonight unofficially marks his first ever Vermont Green start. Though he had come off the bench in 3 prior matches, did not feature last Saturday against AC Connecticut. Here he is on the excellent through ball. Haji is offside from the edge of the 18. He skies it over the crossbar. Vermont Green are playing with all sorts of freedom right now. An excellent through ball. Zambrano nearly took Haji to a finish that would have really put a positive into tonight's proceedings. Farwell as Juba Star defenders collapse on him. Through the middle of the park, Zambrano. A nice move pushes him forward. A long-range effort. Sagare there to deny it. A comfortable diving save. The attack might not be over yet. Castillo into the box. His cross is blocked. And Juba Star scrambles as they concede the corner. The pressure has resulted in a score for Vermont Green early on, 1-0 on the strength of the Theo Drennan header off a corner. Vermont Green has had a lot of success generating opportunities through set pieces early on. And they can do so once again. Lofted towards the far post, Zakare swipes at it and keeps Zambrano from what would have been an impressive Olympico. Nearly snuck it in himself into the side netting, if not for the alert goalkeeping. Vermont Green still have it through their captain, Haji. Loses out, Prego commits the foul. Juba Star FC goes quickly. They looked for Manley off the far side, but Vermont Green wise to it. And they work their way up the pitch through their back line. Drennan, the goal scorer. Up ahead, one touched out towards the striker, Leisure. Vermont Green win it back through towards the edge of the box. Zagabe off his line to keep Leisure from another opportunity. As mentioned, Juba Star FC have provided opportunities within the Somali community. It is a Somali Bantu organization. I'll continue that story in just a second as Juba Star FC make changes. Manley exits the pitch, as does Riley Uri, as a couple of subs get their feet warm. Through the middle of the pitch, Name. Zambrano forcefully takes it away, and Vermont Green can counter. Haji. Out wide, Farwell lays it off Prego. Farwell once more. Drennan with acres of space. Twali. Wind shower directs traffic. Zambrano lays it off Twali. For running into the Juba Star defense, they can counter. Along the right-hand side, there's Abukar Abdi, runs into a pair of Vermont Green defenders. Misplay along the end line, and it results in a corner. That's Juba Star's first of the night. Perhaps their best chance to put one past the goalkeeper Mentali. Really hasn't seen very much action. Abdi floats it in. Vermont Green deals with it. Flipped back into the box. Vermont Green deals with it at the edge of the 18. Hadjic for one of the subs. Nothing there. Farwell got back defensively to prevent Juba Star's first shot, and they've got a numbers advantage the other way. Twali plays out wide. Farwell switches for Haji in space. Haji for Twali towards the middle, make it two. A picture-perfect counterattack, and Aiden Farwell doubles Vermont Green's advantage. On his debut, Jan Twali makes an instant impact. Vermont Green's pressure has resulted in a pair of goals. Just immediately after Juba Star lost out on possession, the counterattack cut open their defense like a knife. And with skilled moves from Haji to open up the Juba Star defense, it was an easy ball to play for Twali. And right across the face of goal, Farwell could not miss. And here he is, as Vermont Green pushed for a third after an errant pass. Castillo back for Drennan. Farwell now Prego. Farwell looks up. Juba Star converges on him, lays it off. Zambrano shows off the nice footwork. Farwell at the edge of the 18, muscled off the ball. Ramsey Rory able to shield him away, and it slows down the Vermont Green attack for the moment, but only momentarily. Theo Drennan and Aiden Farwell, the goal scorers tonight for the Green. They lead it 2-0 as they press for more. Twali has a crack himself. Zagabe, got down to deny it with his fists. But Vermont Green right on the spot to continue their attack. Leighton ahead. Leisure loses out on possession. Nemay tracked back to win it for Juba Star, and they earn a free kick in the process. Saeed Haji has been active all throughout the first 24 minutes and 15 seconds at Virtue Field. What a full circle moment for him. A Manchester, New Hampshire native whose youth career was helped by playing for Juba Star FC. He built upon the platform they provided for him by going on to an excellent college career. 1 year at Division III New England College. 2 dominant campaigns following a transfer to VCU. And the San Jose Earthquakes thought so highly of him to select him with the 2nd overall pick in the 2019 Super Draft. Spent 3 years there, including the 2020 campaign, took part in the tournament they played in Florida before moving on to USL League One FC Tulsa and ultimately earning a cap for Somalia, the country he immigrated from before making his way to Juba Star. There's an injured Juba Star player on the pitch. Emerlin Nemay gets up under his own power to the applause of the Vermont Green faithful. And now Haji has the honor of captaining Vermont Green, his first start, albeit unofficially, in front of the friends and family that supported him on his soccer journey to the point where he gets to suit up for the Green in his first League Two season. Vermont Green retreats on the restart. Layton on the ball. Plays forward Drennan. Juba Star getting his sub ready in the meantime. Leisure lays it off wide. Castillo into the box. Zagabe there to claim it. It's been a free-flowing attack for Vermont Green. They've been able to play any pass they've wanted. And they've had the finishes to follow. Most recently, Farwell tapped one into an open net following a counterattack that operated with precision. Theo Drennan opened the scoring, heading one home off a corner kick. Juba Star still without a shot on goal to this point. It's been all Vermont Green as they continue to play exceptionally well in the early stages of their campaign. Juba through the middle. Wide for Diallo Arakoze. At the edge of the box, Castillo forces him out wide. Ball out of play, last touch by Arakoze. Every time Juba Star has tried to push forward, Vermont Green's defense has been equal to the task. And now they find themselves on the counter through Haji. Defenders closing in. Sharif there to dispossess him. His clearance only as far as the debutant Twali. Through the middle, Drennan turns away from the on-rushing defender. Back for Twali, a 5-yard pass as Vermont Green calm things down and slow the tempo. Farwell runs into a defender, but Drennan there to back him up. Shields one man away from the ball as they play back. Montali, a rare touch. Wind shower. Out wide, Castillo. Switches play, Layton runs onto it on the right side. Up ahead, Prego. Cuts towards the D. Prego around the defender, but a late touch knocks it out of his path and out for a goal kick. An excellent recovery there. Ahmed Sharif got a touch just in the nick of time to prevent Prego from a point-blank chance. And with that, Juba Star heads to the bench. Their third substitute in the early stages of the match. Riley Urey, a former Vermont Green FC player himself, takes the pitch, or at least I believe that is. It's a bit of guesswork to figure out who the subs are for Juba Star FC because the jerseys they lined up in were not the same ones they had listed, and that was something that was figured out with not too much time before kickoff, but we'll figure it out. Hadjic. Twali hunts down the errant touch. Leisure can't find his way around Hadjic, and Juba Star find their way into space, ultimately before a latent foul and a quick restart. Through the middle. Montali there to deny Arakoze at the near post. Juba Star register their first shot. But Montali was alert to the danger. And the clean sheet remains intact just over 30 minutes into this friendly. Haji swings it out wide for Prego. Farwell along the turf. Goes 1-2 with Prego. The sun is quickly setting at Virtue Heel here behind the pitch. A picture-perfect night for soccer and the fans have been treated to an excellent Vermont Green display through the first half hour. Fans still making their way through the bleachers. Prego shows off the fancy footwork up ahead. Farwell, who continues the attack, his cross snuffed out. Vermont Green have themselves a corner. Fortunately, Prego is okay. He hopped right back to his feet and adjusts his socks as he makes his way into position. Referee quick to correct Vermont Green. It is a corner, not a free kick. Zambrano was all set to take it before the head referee intervened and said, no, you got to go that way. He played advantage, leading to a corner and a chance to make it 3. Castillo to take it. Already 1 assist off a corner today. Towards the near post. Zagabe there to get a hand to it. Still madness at the edge of the box. Vermont Green retreats instead and plays through the center back Prego, or rather through the right back Prego. Vermont Green reorganizes. Leisure turns his way around 2 defenders and presses forward. Laid off Zambrano. Ball deflects towards Toili. He and Haji go 1-2. Zambrano in space. Cuts on to his left. Lays it off Castillo. Back for Zambrano. Toili goes down in the box. Juba Star won the ball cleanly. And earn a free kick as they played out through the back themselves, hustling to counter. 2-0 to the Green. Goals coming from Theo Drennan and Aiden Farwell early on, as expected. Players that haven't had as much game time through the first 5 USL League 2 matches have had an impact tonight as they've gotten their legs underneath them. And perhaps they're making a case to head coach and sporting director Adam Pfeiffer to earn some minutes as they get into the heart of their league schedule. Irakoze picks his head up. He had the run on the far side, and he spots Sharif. Juba Star move forward. Short ball, Vermont Green push Juba Star back. Back for the captain, Ahmed Sharif. In space, Van Dam Desonga. There are a few recognizable names for the Juba Star FC team that perhaps Vermont Green fans may recognize. In fact, one of them scored in a prior friendly between these two squads. Riley Urey, who netted in this occasion 2 years ago, is in fact in the lineup for Juba Star FC. And he got the nod in the starting 11 tonight. So far it hasn't had too much of an impact, although he's looked comfortable on the ball when called upon. Juba Star just haven't had too many opportunities in the attacking third. And with that, only one shot, which Montali easily handled. Here come the Green on the counter. Farwell on his own. Farwell on his right. It strikes the post. Toili on the follow-up. Can't get to it in time. Juba Star scramble to clear their lines. It looked like a for sure third goal, but the woodwork unkind to Farwell to deny him his brace. The attack persists for Vermont Green. Zambrano with his left curls it wide. That's how the Green got their second pinpoint, passing on a 4-on-3 counterattack to provide Farwell his goal, the most recent score of the night. 2-0 Vermont Green with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. barring any time added on for injuries or stoppages. Drennan through the middle. Dispossessed, but the ball falls for Twally. Takes his man on. Twally across the face of goal. Can't direct it on frame. Almost a third for Vermont Green, but Juba Star lucky he dragged his shot, and with that, a pair of subs, including the reintroduction of Amerlin Nemeh. Ekrem Hadjic exits the pitch, as does Isak Somo. As for Vermont Green, a couple of players head to the bench to get some water as they introduce a couple of new players into the... Check that, it looks like they will. In fact, it's just a hydration break. Prego is on the sidelines for the moment. Looks like he has a piece of tissue paper in his nose, but it looks like he wants to continue. He's off the pitch for the moment. He has to wait for the linesman to allow him to return. A little overeager. He wanted to jump back on before the Juba Star restart, but he'll have to wait his time. And there's the go-ahead. Prego re-enters for Vermont Green. And we're back to 11 on 11. Ahmed Sharif. Vermont Green calls upon their press. There is one sub for Vermont Green as it looks. Check that. My mistake. I thought Pierce O'Brien checked in. I believe that's him high up the pitch. He was not introduced. I'll try and figure that out as soon as possible. Bodies tangle up at midfield. Juba Star wins a free kick in the process. In fact, that is O'Brien up top, so he gets his unofficial Vermont Green debut tonight. Check that. My apologies. It remains Leisure. That 6 looked like a 0 from far away, but it is in fact Leisure. He continues to play as the striker. Juba Star have a corner. Haven't had too many attacking opportunities during the first half, but they've provided themselves some chances to crack the score sheet. Nothing has materialized as of yet. It's whipped in towards the edge of the 6, easily dealt with. Windshower got his head to it, but the clearance only as far as Diallo Erakoze. Manley. Out wide, Sharif, now Erakoze once more. Nemeh lost that possession, making his way towards the corner flag. Vermont Green once again organized in defense, and it leads to another counter. Farwell through the middle of the pitch. Blows past a Juba Star defender, lays it off for Leisure. Runs into trouble, hits the ground, ball won cleanly, and it rolls right into the hands of Zagabe. Vermont Green has been quick to advance up the pitch when winning the ball back in their own defensive third. It's resulted in a few clear-cut chances. Farwell's goal came that way. He hit the post just a couple of minutes later in a similar opportunity. Juba Star will make one more change at least before the end of the first half. They have a man loosening up. He's waiting patiently at midfield. Winshow. Twali turns to receive. Haji Lifts it over the top. Twali couldn't get to it in time. Would have been through on goal if not for the retreating Juba Star defense. Up the near sideline. Battle for possession. Vermont Green wins out and immediately gives the ball away. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half, Vermont Green in complete control in the third friendly between these two Northwest Vermont opponents. Long throw, still up in the air. Erikoze at his feet. Possession short-lived as Vermont Green collapse on the ball and win it back. Montali waits for options to present themselves. Looks through Layton. Up ahead, Prego. They switch fields for Castillo. Zambrano retreats. Turns back towards his own goal. And they play through the center back wind shower. Drennan plays the ball through. Farwell on the chase, but Zagabe at the edge of the 18 picks it up calmly. Farwell would have been through if not for the alertness of Zagabe. And Juba Star avoid what could have been the third goal. Juba Star wanted to play over the top, but instead Vermont Green forces the takeaway, and they can calm things down in the attacking third. Twali back towards midfield. Wind shower has his defensive back, or his center back partnering in Layton. Drennan. Wind shower chips it ahead. Zambrano, or rather Castillo. Haji. Drennan looks up. And Haji swings it back. Layton. Vermont Green taking their time with their most recent attack as Juba Star collapses the middle of the pitch. They're content to play backwards and use their wings. Twali beats his man. Can't make his way through a pair of Juba Star defenders, but it leads to a throw and another substitution. Late change in the call. Looks like the referees awarded Juba Star the throw in late. And they restart play. Riley Uri. In space, Manley. Cuts in on his left. Lays it off. His shot easily handled. Montali didn't have to think too hard about that one. It just landed right into his hands. And Juba Star FC's attack ends in a comfortable save. Less than a minute to go in the first half. Vermont Green make their way up the pitch. Leisure runs into a defender. Juba Star immediately play the ball through on the far side. A heavy touch and a latent slide tackle saves what could have been a chance off the counter. 35 seconds remain in the first half. Perhaps time for one last attack. Through the middle, Zambrano runs right into a defender. "20 seconds remain. Neme. Nothing doing ahead. LeMay calls for it back as Juba Star retreats back into their own end. Looks like Vermont Green has backed off their press a little bit. They're allowing Juba Star a little space on the ball. And it works out as the pass way too far away from Manley. Vermont Green can rally out perhaps for one final charge before the halftime whistle. Layton thumps it long. Castillo wants to run onto it. He's bodied off the ball, out for a Juba Star throw. Alert defending to prevent Castillo from getting on the ball. He's been deadly on his left foot today, including one assist, delivering the corner that became Theo Drennan's opening goal. Farwell, low cross. Leisure couldn't run onto it. Would have been a chance from about 6 yards away, and it's hard to bet against Leisure from that distance. Vermont Green have been able to use the through ball to their advantage tonight. There's a nifty backheel to lay it off for Neme. And here come Juba Star, perhaps a chance of their own as the first half winds down. Outside of the foot, Yuri sprays it wide. Juba Star pushes forward. Their attack fizzles out, and that does it for the first half at Virtue Field. Vermont Green have had the majority of chances, and thanks to Theo Drennan and Aiden Farwell, it's 2-0 to the Green, 45 minutes in. We'll take a short break, but we'll have the halftime rundown when we come back. This is Vermont Green FC Soccer here for this friendly match.
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
Human nature is a master at making a big mess. Thankfully, nature is powerful enough to save us from ourselves. 7th generation Safer Choice certified dish formula helps remove stuck-on food with one unstoppable pack. That's the power of 7th generation.
I work at Sun Common, and we are here today in Worcester on the north branch of the Winooski River, and we are planting 1,122 trees today.
The pandemic has left us spending less time together, and so this is really a good opportunity to connect with old colleagues and meet new people as well. And one of the reasons we're planting trees is because it does sequester carbon. It is about climate action, and so this is just another way that we get to do that work.
Trees are really important wildlife habitat in river areas. So this is what we call a riparian forest buffer is what we're creating today. In addition to all the wildlife habitats, this is a really good water quality project to slow down water and let some sediment drop out before it gets to the river.
I know that planting this one tree might not do a lot, but when all of us work together, we just planted a whole forest, basically. It's really cool.
This is the first adaptive friendly trail network that's being built from design to execution. Sun Common volunteers are here tonight, as well as some new volunteers from all around.
If you make a trail that rides well for an adaptive bike, it's going to ride well for two-wheeled bikes as well.
My name is Greg Durso, and I'm riding the Reactive Adaptations Hammerhead. There's a lot of common misconceptions when it comes to what adaptive or accessible trails are. For us though, when we say accessible, it just means enough room for our bikes to get down it. So we don't want our trails dumbed down, we just want them just a little bit wider, a little bit more attainable for us to use. I'm paralyzed, I'm a T4 paraplegic, so I can't walk. So this bike enables me to get out there and start riding. When I get out of my wheelchair and I get into my bike, I kind of feel like Superman, and I love that feeling. It gets me into places that I can never get into that my wheelchair can't take me.
Sun Common has been an amazing partner in this project. We already surpassed the point that we thought we would reach by the end of the season, and a lot of that's just thanks to Sun Common.
It takes a community, it takes a lot of people to be out there, and you're really doing good for everyone. You're sustaining these trails, making new trails, making mountain biking more accessible for everybody.
The goal here is net zero. So all of the energy consumed here, I want to come from the roof, and I chose SunCommon very specifically. This is just a smarter way to buy energy. All my yard equipment is electric and battery operated. I mean, every morning when I come out now, I look back and I go, yep, that sunlight is falling from the sky and that energy is being put into that car as we speak, which, I don't know, doesn't get much cooler. Riding on sunshine.
The beauty of grass is that you have to look at it as every blade of grass being a solar panel. And that grass is absorbing sun's energy the entire time there's sun out.
Being a small farm, we don't have the scale of cash flows that a lot of larger farms have. So for us to be able to stay in business, it's important that we are able to utilize every one of our spaces as efficiently and as profitably as we can. Our rooftops were something that really hadn't served us any purpose, but now that they can actually produce the amount of electricity that we need to run the farm, that's just, it was a no-brainer. Dairy is something that I can firmly stand behind. I believe that it is very nutritious, very good for you, and done right, I believe that it's also good for the environment.
I think we're at the point now that it'd be crazy not to have solar.
When we decided that we were going to use a commercial company instead of doing it ourselves, which was an option, I did research on SunCommon. Because I don't know that I trust lots of solar power companies. And, you know, it's a big project. There's so many things that can go wrong. I wanted a company that I felt good about.
We're filming.
We understand what local issues are.
Other credit unions might offer like the VHFA and the Champlain Housing Trust, but it's cool that we have our own product.
It's called home ownership made easier. It essentially gets somebody into a house who does not have a down payment. There's a lot of lenders who are not willing to take a look at the type of transactions that are going in there. But the fact is Vermonters live in those communities.
Every second, Vermonters spend $20 with Amazon. That's $20 going to someone you don't know and will never meet. You are just an order number to Amazon. $20 every second. That means every minute, Vermonters are spending $1,100 with Amazon. You might as well throw it in the trash. It's time to change. Let's keep this $1,100 in our Vermont economy. Mighty is an online shopping platform that keeps money in the local community. You order things, it comes from independent retailers nearby, it's dropped to your doorstep. Together, we can change online shopping for good. Visit Mighty, MYTI.com to get started.
Make progress by doing the things you love.
If you can farm, fight food deserts. If you can surf, surf for racial justice. Like to read? Start a banned book club. Protest with an ice cream cone or project new meaning on an outdated statue. Get in a costume, but try not to get arrested. You have the tools for doing good, and the greatest tool is your own unique flavor. Ben & Jerry's.
Make some mother truckin' change.
Human nature's ability to contain itself is questionable. Thankfully, nature is powerful enough to save us from ourselves. 7th Generation's bio-based detergent goes deep to help break apart and wash away tough stains. That's the power of 7th Generation.
We're just a couple minutes away from the start of the second half between Vermont Green FC and Juba Star FC. Ryan Zimmerman here with you high above Virtue Field as we take a look back on the first half action and break down exactly how we got to this point. The goal scoring started early on. Gerardo Castillo lifted the cross perfectly into the box for Theo Drennan to head home and open his Vermont Green FC account. And just a handful of minutes later, a quick, precision-built counterattack saw Aiden Farwell tap the ball into an open net, and it all started from the former Juba Star man, Saeed Haji. Put one perfectly weighted in Jan Toili's path, and all he had to do was square it for Aiden Farwell to get on the other end and double the Vermont Green advantage. Taking another look, Haji spotted the run of Toili, and with the goalkeeper Zagabe committing to try and cut off the cross, Farwell had acres of space to tap it home, his first Vermont Green goal. It's been a good first half for the Green, but really the big winner's the community, as both Vermont Green and Juba Star FC have turned this into a big fundraiser to help out the local Somali and refugee communities throughout Vermont. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments for the start of the second half here at Virtue Field. Both teams are back on the pitch, and we're just moments away from the start of the second half for the third annual friendly between Vermont Green FC and Juba Star FC. Ryan Zimmerman here with you from Virtue Field. The sun has almost completely set behind the playing surface to cap off what's been a beautiful day in the city of Burlington. And as the fans make their way back to their seats, Vermont Green huddles as they get ready to resume play. One quick correction from the first half action. The first Vermont Green goal was changed to an own goal. So only Aiden Farwell has a goal for Vermont Green. His first goal in his first match, both unofficial tallies. But all the same, he's got a moment to remember as the Boston College man opens his Vermont Green account. A couple of changes for Vermont Green. Their newest signing, Mohamed Ibrahim, has taken the pitch, his first action as a Vermont Green player. At least I believe that is him. The second half is underway here from Virtue Field, and it opens with a press and a Juba Star giveaway. Perhaps as the match unfolds, we'll see more players come off the bench for Vermont Green. A couple of changes to tell you about. Shu Dreschler has entered for the Green. He replaces Sam Layton at center back. Ibrahim cuts inside on his left. He gets it back and sprays it out wide. Prego. Defenders closing in across towards the edge of the 18. Zambrano picks it up, leaves it off for Leisure, and he's got the third Vermont Green goal of the night. A thunderous left-footed finish, and Ayub Leisure is off the mark for the Green. Zambrano tracked back towards the edge of the 18 to haul in the cross, and he put his pass right on Leisure's left foot. And the Vermont Academy graduate, the Yukon Husky, picks up a tally as the second half remains in its infancy. Not even 2 minutes in, and Vermont Green have made it 3-0. Juba Star FC kicks off. We're back underway at Virtue Field. A quick tally for Vermont Green. They open the second half with the same pressure they brought all throughout the first, and they reap an early reward. Montali on the ball. Has a safe outlet in Winshower. Plays it over the top. Zambrano there to receive it. Towards the middle of the park, Drennan. Out wide, Haji. Zambrano tried to dummy it, but the ball fell right into the path of former Vermont Green man Emerlin Neme. One of 3 former Vermont Green players suiting up for Juba Star. I mentioned Riley Yuri earlier today. Rita Corey is the third. Yuri came off the bench in the first half. Of course, with this being a friendly, there are no sub restrictions. There is a chance we'll see a lot more of the 3 former Vermont Green men as this match unfolds. Here is Neme. Out wide, making the way inside. Lays it off towards Manley, but Montali off his line to collect the through ball. Juba Star FC with a quick response as they press down the field, still in search of their first goal of the night. But so far, it's been an easy match so far for Montali. He's had the 2 saves. But other than that, his biggest contributions have been with his feet as Vermont Green have played through the back all throughout the night. Drennan picks up his head, assesses his options. Haji. Here's Leisure. At the edge of the box. Juba Stars defense retreats and earns a foul, looking to play out through the back themselves. And with that, Juba Star has a sub ready. And they make a quick change. Jake Manley departs. He certainly made an impact playing at his striker position, holding up play for Juba Star. Just has not resulted in a goal just yet. Through ball over the top. Yuri runs onto it. Contact inside the box. But the referees rule play on. Really nothing in that to indicate penalty. No argument from either side as we play on. Just about to approach the 50-minute mark at Virtue Field. Ayub Leisure scored his first Vermont Green FC goal to open the second half, upping their advantage to 3-0 on a night where they've been able to do whatever they've wanted on the ball. In each of the first 2 friendlies, Juba Star FC was praised for playing tough and not giving anything away. And so far, they've lived up to that. A physical match, not overly physical with this being a friendly, but they've had a couple of really nice moves through the first 50 minutes. They have, in fact, scored against Vermont Green in the past. They scored the first goal in a 4-1 defeat last year. Contact on the edge of the box. Zambrano went down, no foul. But Vermont FC quick to regain possession. And Juba Star FC, at least at the senior level, has had quite a bit of success as of recently. Over the top, Ibrahim can't control it in the air, plays it off one bounce, and curls back towards the edge of goal. Lays it off Rodri. He came on to start the second half, as did Dreschler. Prego receives the pass in an offside position, and the flag immediately goes up. The Juba Star last year, they competed in the Elite 11 League, finishing the year as runner-ups. And at the beginning of this summer, they did lift a trophy playing at an invitational tournament just across Lake Champlain in Plattsburgh, New York. The sub upcoming for Juba Star. The return of one of their starters, Diallo Abarcoze, gets set to re-enter. Rodri, the new captain, through the middle of the pitch. Out wide now through the middle, wanted Ibrahim, or rather Tuali. The Juba Star FC intervenes. It's been an excellent debut, albeit unofficial, for Tuali. He was just introduced to the Vermont Green faithful on social media yesterday. And so far, he's having himself an excellent first impression. One of a handful of players on this team to have played professionally in the past. In fact, he most recently suited up for CS Saint Laurent in Quebec, where he's from, a Montreal native. In fact, the number he wears, number 64, it represents his home neighborhood of Saint Laurent. Montreal kid playing just 2 hours away from home as he continues his professional career. Zambrano up ahead, Prego. Zambrano, the Syracuse man, once more. Leisure, the goal scorer. Out wide, the cross into the middle, deflected, makes its way to Ibrahim. Wanted Prego, pressure is on, and Ibrahim wins the ball right back. The move had fizzled out momentarily, but Vermont Green has played their press since the opening kickoff to great success. Zambrano. Out wide, Leisure. At the edge of the box, the ball deflected away, and Juba Star FC saves the out of bounds. Cheap giveaway, though. Zambrano intercepts. Along the end line, wanted to square it for Ibrahim, but the defense got there first. The clearance only as far as Simeon. Ibrahim. Rodre surveys his options, has Prego. Prego, the number 24, wearing Benny on the back of his jersey. A nickname for his full name, Bernardo. Juba Star on the counter. But Rodri comes right back to win it cleanly from behind. Juba Star got a little nonchalant on the ball. And Rodri, who never broke stride, wins it right back and spurs the Vermont Green counter. Leisure, physically on the edge of the box, lost out on possession. He continues to play with intensity, working back towards defense. Yuri in stride for Neme. Juba Star on the move. They could provide a spark with a counter of their own. Neme's shot blocked at the edge of the box. Pile up to win it off the deflection. Somo comes away with it. Simeon right on his back. Wanted to go 1-2 with Neme, but Rodri right there. Bodies flying on the pitch. The Vermont Green works it into space. Ibrahim on the ball. As Twali was introduced yesterday, Ibrahim earlier today goes by Ibra, has Mo Ibra printed on the back of his jersey, and as he makes the run, he sparks the Vermont Green attack. Makes his way through two defenders. But the ball clipped away. Pressure still on towards the middle of the box. A dangerous pass, but fortunately only yellow and black around to receive it. Ibrahim, a VCU Ram, making up one of 5 on the roster. Vermont Green ahead. Zambrano, a long try, couldn't quite direct it goalwards. Zambrano's tried his luck from distance a handful of times tonight. He's come close on a number of occasions, but he's still in search of his goal. It will be his second. He had one of Vermont Green's 7 against AC Connecticut last Saturday, and of those 7, his came with the best celebration, a backflip right in front of the stands. Juba Star moves forward through Yuri. Switch play towards Somo. Simeon there to close him down. Somo. Now Neme as Juba Star plays through their back line. Straight out wide into space. Yuri with a man on his back. Spins to his right. Dreschler defends away from the ball and leaves for Montali to pick it up without any contention. Just over 10 minutes through the second half at Virtue Field. Ayub Leisure, his first ever Vermont Green goal. Again, though it is unofficial, it has given Vermont Green a 3-0 lead. Zambrano at midfield. Rodri, one of the 2 men of the match from yesterday, he continues to pick up minutes as his Vermont Green career begins. In fact, the AC Connecticut match was his first. Tuwali is through one-on-one with Zagabe, but he gets out to kick the ball aside. Tuwali follows it up around Zagabe. Bodies fly throughout the box. No penalty to the dismay of the Vermont Green faithful. Tuwali showed off a nifty set of moves, but Olivier Zagabe denies what would have been an impressive solo goal to open Tuwali's scoring account. Rodri, now Zambrano. Easy collection for Zagabe. Despite the 3 goals he's allowed, you could make the argument he's been Juba Star FC's man of the match. Vermont Green have had 14 shots. Only 3 have gone past him. One of them was his own man. Here's Juba Star Yuri on the counter. He can't beat Montali. 1-on-1 on the edge of the box. The BU keeper stuck out an arm and denied Juba Star a chance at goal. Juba Star has found their legs in this match. They look more and more comfortable as time passes. That by far their best opportunity of the night. Montali now with 3 saves. As mentioned, he hasn't had too much to do, but when called upon, he's been ready to perform. Zambrano sprays it wide as we approach the hour mark at Virtue Field. Prego along the floor, Drennan. He completes the switch, Simeon. Juba Star FC's head coach shouts out instructions as they realign their defense. Prego in the middle, runs right into Neme, and that might spark a Juba Star counter. Wind shower there to slow them down for the moment. A curling effort just wide of the far post. That move was so good that the Vermont Green fans found their appreciation. Would have been a brilliant curling goal. Montali was beat, but just not enough whip on it to find the side netting. Add that to the list of positive plays from Juba Star FC. As good as Vermont Green has been, they've taken their foot off the gas pedal in the second half, and Juba Star have had a couple of good chances, including Yuri's point-blank opportunity. It required an athletic save as Montali kept the clean sheet intact. Toili out wide. Zambrano once more. He's been the engine in the middle of the park. Zambrano chips it across for Prego. Can't quite save the out of bounds. And with that, Juba Star makes a pair of subs, one of which, one of their captains in Van Dam Desenga. Vermont Green 3, Juba Star 0. Play begins to open up a bit more. We're seeing a few clear-cut chances that we weren't seeing in the first half through the middle of the park. Vermont Green's gone to sleep at times, and Juba Star has nearly capitalized, if not for a couple inches to spare on a curling effort. And a Francesco Montali save showing exactly why the Philadelphia Union thought so highly of him to take him in the third round of this year's Super Draft. Montali on the ball as Vermont at Green play out the back once again. And then through the middle, Ibrahim around Arakoze. Lost out in the middle of the park. Juba Star moves forward. They try to go off towards the far side, but Rodri there. Simeon, like Toili, a Quebec native from the Montreal suburb of Laval. There is quite a Canadian presence on this Vermont Green team. Daniel Pacello, who will not feature tonight, another Montreal native himself. Zambrano. Plays it ahead. Prego in space. Ibrahim curls his run. Check that, Toili. Prego at the edge of the box. Leisure takes it down. Zagabe there to deny him his second. Everything went so well into the finish. Leisure just rifled it right at the Juba Star keeper. A comfortable save in the end. On the counterattack come Juba Star, but Somo miles offside. And with that, both teams to make changes for Vermont Green. Their first substitutions against the run of play as Gato Salmeron and Mason McClendon get set to enter. Gato takes over for Zambrano. McClendon in the meantime on, I believe, for Windshower. Check that. Windshower is still on the pitch. Gato looked pretty good in the last match. Did not pick up a goal or an assist. But he was right there in the middle of the park alongside Rodri to help open up AC Connecticut's defense. Through the middle, Ibrahim. A battle at the edge of the box in which Juba Star comes away victorious. The pressure's still on. The ball deflects towards the edge of the box. Gato got a touch to it, but Juba Star keep hold of the ball. Up ahead, Dreschler makes a decisive tackle. Prevented what would have been a 1-on-0. Gato. Out wide, Windshower. He's roamed from his position a bit. Now operating as a right back. Careless giveaway. Here comes Juba Star. Arakoze runs into traffic. Vermont Green's defense coming back. Bodies down in the box. Juba Star FC want a penalty instead. The whistle goes the other way. Free kick, Vermont Green. A little too physical in the box. The correct call. There was no harmful intent on the Vermont Green side. The lights are now in full effect at Virtue Field. The sky still blue above, but the sun has set. Drennan has a man on. Gato the giveaway, but it comes after a Juba Star foul. And that, the first booking of the match. Their striker came in late, an easy decision for the referee. It's been a clean match for the most part, but the physicality has ramped up recently, culminating in that booking. Vermont Green hold a comfortable lead. There's a lot more at stake off the pitch in this match. Here comes Simeon forward. Drills it across the box, but way too much on it. Leisure, no chance to run on to the other end. And with that, Juba Star can sub. In addition to showcasing how powerful the soccer community is in Burlington, there are a lot more donations to talk about that make this a win for both sides tonight. More on that after this attack. Gato loses out. Arakoze probes forward for Juba Star. Through a cavalcade of bodies, hits the ground hard and draws a foul. A brilliant solo effort results in a whistle, and Juba Star has a set piece to work with. Van Dam Desanga to take it. Along the ground, chipped towards the penalty area. Chested down at the spot and ultimately cleared. Only as far, though, as the back line. Green forced the giveaway. Twali and Gatto link up. Now back towards the center back, Winshower. Simeon has crossed over from left back to right back. He opens up for a pass in his new position. Winshower goes short, Simeon. Drennan. Vermont Green switch play. Drennan through the middle once more, crossing back over towards the near side in Winshower. Gatto spots the run. He has Simeon towards the end line. Juba Star close him down. Ibrahim ball went right under his foot, and Juba Star there to capitalize. Can't get a clean pass out of the back, but they do draw a foul. This scoreline mirrors that of the first match between these two teams back in Vermont Green's inaugural year of 2022. Ibrahim gets in the way of the free kick, and Vermont Green can add on even further if they can find a way through the Juba Star defense that's been stingy over the last 20 minutes. Leisure has room to operate. Vermont Green resets. Dreschler to his center back partner in Winshower. Ibrahim shows to the ball. Juba Star intercepts his pass, and they look to counter quickly. Vermont Green organizes, though, and their only option to retreat. Juba Star might have something promising brewing. Man on the deck along the far side, and a free kick, Juba Star. Ben & Jerry's has played a big part in making sure this match happens. They've been a big sponsor of Vermont Green ever since their inception, and as these two teams try to lift up the community, Ben & Jerry's have done their part. They've made a $5,000 donation to the Somali Bantu Community Association of Vermont, and that will help expand what Juba Star can do to serve the area. Gatto, a rip, just high. Would have been an excellent fourth goal, but the chance goes begging. Did not miss out by much. With that, head coach Adam Pfeiffer heads to the bench, and we'll get a look at Syracuse transfer Ernest Bawa. He takes over for Jan Twali. His debut, a productive one, has come to an end. The referee is there to usher him off the pitch. He was taking his time, but by the time he was told to hurry it up, he was pretty much already along the touchline. But Twali had the assist on Farwell's goal to make it 2-0 in the first half, and he was everywhere in the attacking third to aid the Vermont Green attack. Bawa immediately entering. He's got a chance to make it 4 around the keeper near the corner flag. Zagabe races right back into his net, and despite flying in 2 feet and missing the tackle 25 yards away from goal, Vermont Green can't end the move with a shot. Daring goalkeeping, to say the least, but it's worked out as Bawa was forced to go well wide of where he wanted to. And by the time he got back on the ball, he was already in a non-threatening position. Here come Juba Star, an errant backheel touch. Montali makes the play with his feet this time. Well, Vermont Green look like they're going to come away with the win as we approach the final 15 minutes. This is really a win for the community. Bawa with a man on his back. Leaves it for Drennan, but a comfortable save, Zagabe. Or check that. My apologies. Mason McClendon getting his first offensive involvement from his left back spot. McClendon, his first year as a Vermont Green player. His first action as well. And he'll be suiting up for another new team in the fall as he transfers from Virginia Tech to Radford. But either way, whenever these two teams have played against each other, they've both really come away as winners. As the foul goes against Vermont Green. Last season, at the end of their friendly, which ended 4-1 to the Green, the money raised for Juba Star helped them to attend the Louisville International Outdoor Cup later that year, and they expanded their programming in the Burlington area as well. On top of that, Vermont Green also donated 25 soccer balls and collected pairs of shoes, both soccer-specific and athletic, throughout the year, in which Juba Star gave to members of their club in order to participate. Gatto through the middle. Leaves it ahead. Leisure, he can't save it from going into touch. And despite the right idea, Gatto too much on that pass and a Juba Star free kick. Or excuse me, a Juba Star goal kick. Not only are Vermont Green making sizable contributions to Juba Star, but it's safe to say that they're putting those resources to good use as they continue to serve the community. They are primarily a Somali Bantu organization, but their reach is more for just the Somali community. Kenya, Tanzania, Yemen, Nepal, Sudan, Burundi, and America have, or rather players from those nations have benefited. Simeon has a chance through the middle, goes near posts, and did not miss by much. Simeon nearly beat the sprawling Zagabe. And in the end, it all results in a Juba Star goal kick. Not too much on it. Gatto got his right foot out to deaden the ball. And Ibrahim confirms possession for Vermont Green. From what I understand, for players for Juba Star to participate throughout both their youth and adult programs, it comes as no cost to them. They are provided equipment, in which Vermont Green, is mentioned, has done their part to provide. But the club also helps transport players to both practices and games. And for those growing up through both youth, high school, college, professional, no matter what the level, travel can be a big obstacle. And the club is doing their part to make sure, no matter what the distance, players can suit up in the yellow and black. Just 12 minutes remain in the second half. Vermont Green lead Juba Star 3-0. But Juba Star still in search of their first goal. Van Dam Desenga starts the break. Wanted to run on to the other end of the through ball, but Scher Dreschler beats him to it. Shu Dreschler, my apologies. Wind shower. Thumps it ahead, Simeon. Ibrahim opens up in the middle of the pitch. Vermont Green slow things down with Drennan. Now Leisure. Up ahead, Ibrahim. But Juba Star there to prevent the opportunity. Gato back on it. Runs right into a defender. Juba Star could be on the break. They want to move fast, but Simeon intervenes. And the opportunity fizzles out. Gato spins away from a defender. He has wind shower. Just over 10 minutes remain. Vermont Green in search of their fourth. Drennan. Simeon through for Gato. A little too much on the pass. And Zagabe collects. The creativity has been there all throughout the match. Vermont Green have tried probing passes to unlock the Juba Star defense. But really, the best success they've had came on the counter. That's how Farwell made it 2-0 back in the first half after winning the ball in Juba Star's half of the field. Ayub Leisure capped off a quick move by putting home the Greens' third. Not necessarily a counter, but in those quick change of possession opportunities, Vermont Green have played fast and made their opportunities count. Triple sub for Juba Star as play halts for the moment. Former Vermont Green player Emerlin Nemay back on the pitch once more. Vermont Green can take, obviously, a lot of positives out of this match. Despite it being a friendly coming 5 matches into their USL League 2 season, the players that have taken the field have given their all, and as a result, they may be giving Coach Pfeiffer a selection headache. Aiden Farwell's look good. We've seen the additions of Jan Twali and Mohamed Ibrahim. They've both made their marks on the match. Bernardo Prego debuted as well. Rodri back on the field for some extra minutes. He dons the captain's armband, suiting up once again after making his debut and earning co-man of the match honors last Saturday in that 7-0 victory. This is a deep team, 33 players on the roster, and all of them good enough to vie for minutes as Vermont Green searches for their first ever USL League 2 Northeast Division Championship. Leisure once again, sidestep to defender, his cross snuffed out, but Vermont Green back on it through Ibrahim, one-on-one with Zagabe. Tried the chip to lead to an open goal for Bawa, but he could not get on the other end of the cross. Safe to say they're playing free and loose, but it may lead to a Juba Star opportunity. The pass in behind the target, about 20 yards away from goal. Play stops as a Juba Star player is down. Can't quite figure out who that is just yet. Gets up a little gimpy. But on his own 2 feet, he will continue, and he gets a round of applause from some of the Vermont Green fans that have stuck around. A good collection of them. Free kick for Juba Star. Chipped in towards the far post. Montali lets it run. Isak Somo, a tough soldier. Felt a lot of contact, but he will stay out there. Just under 6:30 to play in the second half, barring stoppage time. Just one goal for Vermont Green in the half. Ayub Leisure found the back of the net less than 2 minutes into the start of the second half. But Vermont Green has a comfortable lead and their third straight win over Juba Star FC, all but done and dusted. They press forward towards the path of Bawa, but a vital interception curbs the attack and turns into a corner. Vermont Green have already capitalized once on a corner. That came for their first tally, the Juba Star own goal. That was an in-swinger, though. This one will bear away from goal. Leisure whips it in. Ibrahim got a touch to it with his head. It just skimmed off the top. Could not make enough contact to direct it goalwards. And Juba Star win a goal kick. Under 5 to go at Virtue Fields on a night where everything has gone right for Vermont Green. A tune-up to prove they might just be ready to make that push towards the top of the standings. This match obviously has no bearing on it. They come into play third in the Northeast Division, only trailing Seacoast United and Western Mass Pioneers. And even then, only by the slimmest of margins. They have more points than both teams. Vermont Green with 13 points, while Western Mass 12, Seacoast 9. But the standings are determined by points per game. And Vermont Green's tie against Pathfinder FC back on May 25th looms large. Western Mass and Seacoast have won all of their matches so far. The Green do still have one match before their first try against the top two in the division. Albany Rush next on the schedule in Albany this Saturday, before 3 days later going on the road to face Seacoast. And a night like this will give them a lot of confidence, having won 4 of their first 5 USL League 2 matches and coming away with a comfortable win tonight. It's got to be all smiles for the Green going forward. Pass play behind Bawa. Could have been a Vermont Green counterattack, if not for a bit of Juba Star luck. Desanga. Probing forward, Windshower intercepts. And the Green win it back. Just 3 minutes remain at Virtue Field. All things considered, Juba Star did not get outclassed by any stretch. The scoreboard obviously results in 3 goals to the Green, but Juba Star's had their chances. They've probed through the Vermont Green defense at times. And if not for some bad luck, this could easily be a much closer scoreline. Shu Dreschler up from his center back position. In stride for Bawa. He's got the 4th goal of the night. In the dying moments at Virtue Field, Ernest Bawa nets his first Vermont Green FC goal. Dreschler had plenty of space to control forward, and the center back made a pass that looked a lot more like it would come off the foot of a center midfielder. Put it right in front of the sprinting Bawa on a one-touch finish to beat the on-rushing Zagabe. Vermont Green have matched their goal tally from the first half. And that's one of the prettier goals they've scored all season. A high IQ one at that, as Dressler, uncontested, just continued to push forward. And that's got to make Coach Pfeiffer very happy. The 2023 U.S. Coaches D2 National Player of the Year, holding his own on a team chock full of Division I and pro talents. A heady play from a talented player. Juba Star might have one more attack as we enter the final minute of regulation. Simeon there to snuff it out just as quickly as it begins. Dressler back for Montali, who pings it forward, and plenty of space for Vermont Green to operate. Through ball over the top, Bawa runs on to the end of it, tracking it down at the edge of the box. He tries to stay on his feet, draws the foul anyway, perhaps one last opportunity for Green to go for number 5. We're into stoppage time at Virtue Field. Vermont Green have a free kick that operate maybe more so like a corner from a better angle. McClendon into the box, or rather that was, check that, it was McClendon. Out of reach of anyone in green. McClendon's had his moments. He's looked good coming on as a second half sub. Playing at left back. He's had his moments pushing forward. Nearly slotting home his first Vermont Green goal earlier this half. With that, the action comes to a close. Vermont Green walk away 4-0 to the good. A great night for the community. The Vermont Green and Juba Star players to feature showed up and showed out on a night where the biggest winner is the city of Burlington. Both teams can be very happy with the way they played in this friendly. Vermont Green had some players get some minutes and show that they deserve to take the field when the chips are down later on in USL League 2 play. A great night for the beautiful game comes to a close. Vermont Green FC 4, Juba Star FC 0. That does it for our coverage of Vermont Green soccer. My name is Ryan Zimmerman. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed the final results as much as you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll be back here at Virtue Field for USL League 2 play on the 15th as Vermont Green battles top of the table Western Mass. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time for Vermont Green Soccer. So long.